Okay, so for this final task, we're going to do some advanced features called multitasking. All right, so I'm in a practice seesaw class because that's kind of where we start with everything. But let's just say I need to kind of look at two things at the same time. Sometimes that's really helpful. In the top right-hand corner, you'll see the number 4. I have 4 pages open here. All right, now, a couple things. If I want to, let's just say my Super Bowl Google search, let's just say I want that to be on the left-hand side of my screen. So what I'm doing with my index finger, my pointer finger, is I'm holding down on this image, it pops out, and now I can drag this to wherever I want. I can change the order of where this goes, or I can put this over to the left side of my screen by pressing it over. And once it switches over like that, now it's on the left side of my screen. So it's like I have 2 screens going at the same time. On the right side of my screen, I can put something else on here, okay? And if I can change this up, I can do a different Google search. I can do whatever I like because I have 2 separate screens going. I can make one larger and one smaller, okay? And as I do that, if I push it over far enough, it'll just take over that whole screen there. I'd be thinking, oh my goodness, where did it go? Well, what you can do again is tap on the 1 here, hold your finger down, and pull it out so that it goes to a side of the screen. And then you'll have an option. What would you like to put on this right side of the screen? You can tap on this right side of the screen here. All right? So it's definitely fun to work with. It can be very helpful when you're trying to research something, but then look back at the directions. Then you can have the directions and your research on the same page. That can be very helpful. You can make one side of the screen be bigger to help you with looking at the words and see who can almost said who could win, who can the research that you're doing here. And then so that's that. Okay, so now another really cool thing is, let's just say this is all in Chrome, right? So these are all my little Chrome tabs. And let's just say I want to put this back. I don't like having 2 split tabs. So I can grab this and I can put this back into one Chrome tab, okay? Now, this is for my next example here. You can have multiple programs or apps going at the same time. So let me show you how you can do that. Let's just say we're working here and you wanted to have your split screen of your seesaw directions and you wanted to look at your files at the same time. From the very bottom, you can drag slowly up. And now I see 2 things going on here, okay? I have my files on the right side and I have my Chrome on the left side. I'm going to hold my finger down on Chrome and notice where it says drag here to use split screen. So I can drag it over and I have split screen, and as all I have to do with the files is just tap the files, and now I have split screen for all of these things here. All right, and I can see what I have and what I'm working on. Sometimes this is helpful for your Google Drive if you're looking for things in your Google Drive and you want to be looking at the directions as well. This can also be very helpful if you're on a Google Meet with somebody. You can have your Google Meet on the left side of the screen, and then whatever the presentation you're doing, if you're doing a slideshow presentation that you're sharing, you can have the slideshow presentation on the right side of the screen. That can all be very, very helpful. And for me to get back to normal, I just drag from the very bottom up, and I can pull this guy over and then back to my full screen. Okay, so I'm going to come back to the home page by just that nice little drive up there or swipe up. And what I'd like to do now is sometimes there's some apps that you'll use that you use very, very frequently. And so for me, you have that option. So maybe you want to put your calculator so it's on your shelf, right? That's your shelf is the bottom here. So if I hold my calculator down, I can move it. And what I can do is I can just bring it down to the shelf and it's there. All right. So sometimes it makes it really easy for you. So you're doing a problem and you need to get to your calculator. You do a quick little swipe up. You can tap on that, and then you have your calculator. So you can think, 5 times 6. What is that? And then you can hit your equal sign. You have your answer. But this also might be very, very nice to use your split screen, your multitask. So I can bring up slowly, and I have my directions from the Google or the directions from the sheet that's been given to me. Drag that over to the right. Try that again. This is new for me too. Drag that over to the right. And then I have my calculator on the left. And so I can use, when my teacher says I'm allowed to use my calculator, I have my calculator on the left, and I could have my directions from Seesaw on the right side over here too. Okay, so really beneficial. Little tools, multitasking is really neat. And if you want to take something out of your pin, you can take it out of your shelf. And then it's just there. This is the recently used on the right. All right, you can add anything to your shelf that you want. All right, maybe you want to put your camera down there. Grab your camera and you can put it down there. All right, so I hope this helps, and happy multitasking.